Okay, good morning. Good morning and welcome to this One Lonely Farmer channel. Now, I've been drinking a little bit of coffee, so I'm a little more upbeat than I was earlier today. But anyway, got a phone call yesterday after blowing up a hydraulic cylinder on my sprayer from a friend of mine. And he noticed that I was a little frustrated and a little bit on the... now, he's not a farmer. He owns a farm, but he thinks that he's going to grow 4 rows of corn and get rich, that kind of guy. And he's a good guy and everything, but he's just brainless when it comes to the way agriculture really, truly is. But anyway, I was talking with him, and I was like, this effing thing is just... I just had to drive 15 miles to do this one farm. The tank that I had on board would have been more than enough to do the job, and the hydraulic oil line or the hydraulic cylinder just popped. Just poof, that's it, done. So this morning I'm going to be fixing that. But anyways, he heard the frustration in my voice, and he's like, you really need to find something to do that is less stressful and is more rewarding than farming. Well, okay. What is less stressful in this world? He says, well, you could be in finance or something like that. You seem like you're pretty smart. I says, well, math was never my strong point, even though I can do it well. I can't do it on paper. I can do it in my head. And I generally come up pretty accurate with numbers. But anyways, whatever. I says, yeah, those guys look like crusty old men that have never seen daylight. That's not me. He says, well, there's a lot of things you could do. You're a pretty smart guy, and I'm pretty sure you can, you can go find something else that's not going to cause all this stress, and you have a lot more free time to do the things that you want to do. I was like, well, no, actually, I love what I do. I really, truly do. Stress is part of life. And it's, sometimes it gets overwhelming. Sometimes it does, like when they're not paying you enough for the work that you're doing, or you blow up a tire like you're watching right now. I didn't blow up a tire. I'll explain that in the end of the video. But I said to him, do you like to eat? And he was like, he was silent for a second, like, well, yeah, of course I like to eat. I said, so you want me to stop doing what I'm doing and you can want to continue to eat. Are you going to grow your own food? He says, well, no, pandy. He says, I don't eat shitty hay. I was like, no, you're right. You don't eat shitty hay. I said, but do you like mushrooms? He's like, well, of course I like mushrooms, and they're really good, and they're good for me, and of course I like them. But what does shitty hay have to do with me liking mushrooms and eating mushrooms? I was like, well, okay, I'm pretty sure I've told you that this goes to the composters and they grow mushrooms in this hay. He's like, yeah, okay. He says they grow mushrooms and shit. I said, yes, they do, and hay and straw and corn cobs and cottonseed and cocoa hulls and all kinds of gypsum and other fertilizers. So, wow. Anyway, he's just like, he's like, well, I'm pretty sure that they could do without you. Let somebody else do the hard work. Well, you know what? I like doing the work that I do. I really do. I like getting up in the morning. I like making videos for YouTube, and I love to farm. This is just part of my life. I mean, I get up early enough to get a video up almost every single day. I film almost every single day of my life so that people can enjoy what I do out here. Of course, there's the occasional asshole that doesn't like what I do, and they're very, very vocal in telling me that they don't like what I do, but yet they're still a viewer because they just can't stop. I mean, I must be some kind of an addictive person. I'm like heroin to the YouTube world, I guess, and trolls, because trolls just love to watch what I do. But anyway, with that being said, he's like, you got a lot of stress on you, everything seems to be so expensive and there's no reward in the end. Well, that's where he doesn't understand. The reward in the end isn't the money that's in your bank account. It's not the tractor it's not the tractor that I'm changing tires on. It's not the amount of money that I can spend in a year. It's the feeling of accomplishment. When I set out to do something, I do it, and I get it done. It's very rare that I don't get everything done that I need to get done. So I do. I actually get my work done. Yes, it takes big equipment. Yes, it takes a lot of money. Yes, it takes a lot of time. Yes, it's very stressful. And yes, I have fun doing it. I mean, where else and who else can set fire to a tire to mount it? You know, that's a very small percentage of people that even have the knowledge how to do this shit that I do. I know there's a lot of farmers in this country and this world that wouldn't do half the things that I do, and I think that's why a lot of farmers watch my channel. It's like, holy shit, this guy does it all. And I do. I mean, I weld, I fix, I do everything from vulcanizing tires to tearing them down and rebuilding transmissions that will never work because I'm too stupid to do the job. And yet that 4960 is still rolling. You know, it is. You know, I show the ups and the downs and everything else in between. And I love my job. Is it stressful? Of course it is. Is your job stressful? Yes, of course it is. If you're a doctor, a lawyer, or anything else, you may think that you have the worst job in the world, but it's the profession that you chose, so live with it. If you don't like it bad enough, go do something else. You know, you only live once. And, you know, a few years ago, my kids would run around, YOLO, YOLO. I'm like, what the fuck is YOLO? Will you just please tell me what YOLO is? I'm like, you only live once, Dad, which is a very true term. You only live once, unless you're into reincarnation, which, there may be some merit to that, but we're not going to get into that today. But anyway, yeah, you only live this life once, so do what you can.
All commentary.
Have fun, watch the rest.
I know what I do when I edit stuff. You're probably wondering why I took 2 tires off, moved one to the other side, and the other to the other side on 2 tires that are pretty well worn off. Right, so this tractor is primarily used to bale hay with, so I don't really want super aggressive tires on it to begin with. But I also don't want tires that are riding on the shoulder of the center of the tire mass and not on the lugs, because it'll just wear through down to the cord and then I'll have a hole in it. So the only thing that I could think to do would be to actually just, what you saw is me take one tire off and put it on one side and the other on the other. And my trusty helper there, Mr. Tim, Mr. I need more exercise, Tim. Hey, we should do the back tires too, they're easier. Yeah, okay, so, yeah. So we did that. I don't want to buy new tires. I just bought a new tire for the front of the 8120, the tire that I vulcanized a couple of years ago. Well, or a year or so ago, a year and a half ago. I don't trust it. I mean, it's okay, but it's got a hell of a carbuncle on the side of it. As far as I'm concerned, it's going to be a good spare. I'm probably going to see if I can find a boot patch and put on the inside and just build it up for a good spare. But other than that, that tire, it's coming off. I bought a brand new one. It was a little over $1,200 for that tire. Now that tire was a 520 65 30. These are 600. What are these? 670 R30s. This is a much more massive tire than that. So if that tire was $1,200, I can only imagine that this tire here, hey, I only get that to like 10 pounds. This tire here is going to be somewhere around 18. I think you got it. Check it. Somewhere around 1,800 a piece. So you're looking at $3,600 for the fronts on these monstrosity tires. I'm going to try and get through this year with the fronts, and the rears, when I do the fronts, I'll probably do the rears also. Now these suckers are just huge. I mean, these are 650, 85 R38s. They're a very, very, very tall walled tire. They ride really nice. They are a Goodyear, good for 1 year tire, which I'm not really too thrilled about. But there's enough tread on the back here, but by next year, next fall, that'll be pretty well. I know how these things wear. Goodyears don't last very long. Those tires are going to be off. They'll be all gone. So you're looking at probably $2,500 a piece for those, or $2,200 a piece for those. I haven't really looked into them yet, but that's coming. And of course, the front somewhere is between $3,500 and $3,600 for the front. So you're looking at probably $5,000 or $6,000 right there, and then another $3,000 for here. Let's see, yeah, we're looking at, probably $5,000 for the rear and $3,000 for the front. So $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 worth of tires. that's it. I will more than likely not be putting Goodyears back on, and unless something changes tire price wise. I do like the BKT tire. I think they're a really decent tire. I also like Trelleborg tires, but they're a little pricey. So, it's all going to come down to price. Ideally, I would put Firestone 23 degrees all the way around, but I'm not even getting good. I'm not getting good wear with those now either. The deep tread on the 7810. Of course, I do a lot of road travel with that, but it's really light work, just a lot of road travel, and they're wearing out pretty fast too. So I don't know. We'll see what comes down the pike. We got another 12 months before I really worry about putting tires on this, and now I think that we're going to be okay. The big blue streak just went past. I think we'll be okay. So tomorrow I'll fire this. Well, actually, you know what? You ought to fire it up now and get that jack out from under there, if you don't mind. What are you looking for? The cap? It's right here.
The other side?
Well, I don't know. It's right there. Where you left it, remember? Oh, I'm going to put the cap on here. So, yeah, so tires are very, very expensive. Any of you non-ag folks that don't know tires and what the cost of them are, you just got a pretty good ballpark figure for a 300 plus horsepower tractor, and the front tires and the back tires you're looking at $75 to $8,500 just to put tires on. Punch in the security code, Mr. Tim. There you go. That's it. Put in gear, kid. Why didn't that come up? Okay. I guess it didn't want to come up. Need to check the air in that tire. They're running pretty soft. Just leave it there. I'm going to have to put a little more air in those tires. They're a little soft for my liking, so he's got about 10 pounds in there. I'll put 15 pound in. That'll be about right. We're going to take the disc off tomorrow. We're done. So anyways, you ready for supper? I'm going to clean up too. I'm going to get some of that stuff. I got dirty hands. Somebody says, "Oh, what are you, some kind of pussy wearing those gloves?" Well, you know what? When you don't wear the gloves, this is what you end up with. This kind of shit. And when that goes through your skin and into your bloodstream and throughout your whole entire body, and you've got cancer because of it, we'll see who the pussy is then. Anyways, thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe for more. And don't forget to check out Mr. Tim's channel, Tim Pandy. Right, Tim? Yeah.